KTM News, 4th for Brad Binder after first ever MotoGP qualification at Mandalika, MotoGP 2022, round 02 of 21. Please subscribe our channel, thank you for your support. Binder 4th fastest in qualifying at first Indonesian Grand Prix this century. Miguel Oliveira also in Q2 and 7th for first Grand Prix at the Mandalika circuit in Lombok. Tech3 KTM Factory Racing 21st and 22nd quickest. MotoGP teams reformed at the Pertamina Mandalika International Circuit for the first Indonesian fixture Grand Prix for a quarter of a century. The premier class was able to count on the recent 3-day preseason test for some familiarity with the brand new facility, but a relayed surface, further upgrades and a stiflingly hot and unstable climate meant that preparation work for the 27-lap race on Sunday was complicated. With track temperatures reaching 60 degrees and traction at a premium, Red Bull KTM duo Miguel Oliveira and Brad Binder were able to find decent competitiveness through Friday free practice and held Q2 slots heading into Saturday. The sessions building up to qualification were tricky after rainfall had soaked the track, and FP4 was also red flagged to clean spilt oil from a section of the layout. Oliveira, on the verge of starting his 50th Grand Prix in the MotoGP division, remained routed in the top 10, and his 7th place was a significant improvement from his efforts in Qatar 2 weeks previously. On the Portuguese is on the 3rd row. Binder scorched into the top 4 with his last flying attempt, and for a new personal best, he had previously recorded a 6th in Mugello last summer and at Misano in 2019. Tech3 KTM Factory Racing's Remy Gardner took his KTM RC16 into the top 10 quickest lap times during Friday as the current Moto2 world champion continued his adjustment phase to the bike in the class. He negotiated Saturday with a slick track that caught out many more experienced riders and finished Q1 with P22 on the grid. Teammate Raul Fernandez pushed hard and was just hundredths of a second faster. The Spaniard will begin from 21st. The second Grand Prix race of 21 this season begins at 08:00 set on Sunday. Brad Binder said, "Today was a bit of a day, tough for us all. The track conditions changed quite a lot from yesterday and the test. We had mixed conditions this morning, but I wasn't too stressed about it. In FP4 we went out to get a feel for what was going on. Overall, I'm feeling good for the race and confident. We need to be clever in warm-up and get everything ready. It's going to be a good race. It's very hot, but I feel fast on the bike and I'm not pushing it too much. If we can make the tires last, then we should be in decent shape." Miguel Oliveira said, "It was a good step getting into Q2 yesterday and then making a good lap. The 3rd row is the limit for having a decent race tomorrow, so we'll hope for a solid start and to survive. My goal is to be consistent and finish the race. If we do this, then I think we have a chance at a good result. I'm curious how the race will go because not many people have experience with long runs, but we've worked well so far." Raul Fernandez said, "We were fast in free practice 3 this morning in difficult track conditions, and this is very important for us. This afternoon in qualifying, when we had to do a lap time, we struggled somehow. We really need to focus and improve qualifying in order to get better positions on the grid. Tomorrow will be another day. We have a good race pace here, which makes me feel positive about race day." Remy Gardner said, "We had a tough qualifying session today. I managed to do a good lap time during the first run, but during the second run everyone was waiting for each other in first gear, so I decided to take the lead of the group in order to try to do a good lap. I pushed a lot, improved my first sector, but unfortunately I did not manage to produce a good enough lap time overall. I think that we were all expecting a bit more, but we did not manage to get where we wanted. I have a good race pace here anyway, as I did something close to a race simulation here back in February during the preseason, so I'm looking forward to the race on Sunday." Moto3 and Moto2. Unlike their peers in the premier class, the riders of the Moto3 and Moto2 categories were discovering Mandalika for the first time. Red Bull KTM Tech3's Denizon Q and Red Bull KTM Authorized Jaume Masia were able to slide their KTM RC4s into the top 8 after Friday's free practice chronos. On Saturday, and after a rainy morning that saw the track dry through the sessions, it was Carlos Tate who emerged as the quickest with KTM's Diogo Moreira in 2nd place. On Q qualified 9th with Masia 11th. In Moto2, Red Bull KTM Authorized Augusto Fernandez and Pedro Acosta were roaming the top 5 as soon as practice began on Friday, but Acosta was hit with a long lap penalty for missing a yellow flag. The Moto3 world champ qualified 10th on the grid, while Fernandez, who only just missed the podium in Qatar 2 weeks ago, will set off from 2nd place and was just a 10th of a second from his first pole position for the team. Races, March 20th, Moto 305.00 set, Moto 206.20 set, MotoGP 08.00 set. All results available in the description. Thank you for watching us. Please subscribe our OKR Moto YouTube channel. OKR Moto is an KTM Authorized dealer and service since year 2003 based in Slovakia. For more KTM related news with international subtitles, please check our playlist. Link is available in the description of this video. Thank you for your support and subscription.